Welcome, it's 2019 and I just got back from a nice trip to France. I was in Brittany and I photographed a lot, and with me, of course, was my backpack, and it's totally packed like it was 1 week ago. So I thought it's a good idea to make a What's in My Bag video 2019 edition. I already made a video on this channel, but I think it's 2 years old, so it's time for an updated version. I got my EVOC backpack, but it's not the one I've shown you in one of my videos. I have this one as well, and I use it many times, but this is my smaller backpack. I have it for 2.5 years now, and it's the EVOC CP 18 liters, so it's a bit smaller, but it's very cool because it's more lightweight and you can pack everything you need inside, and I don't need that much to take with me all the time. When we do bigger productions, I take the big backpack with maybe 2 cameras then inside and other stuff, but for just smaller stuff I use this one here, especially for hiking and stuff. So on this backpack is my tripod, but this is just, let's say, a placeholder because we are working on our own Forex by Jaworskyj tripod. I cannot show it you yet, but I had it with me, of course. The whole backpack works like this. The top part here, you can put everything inside you need, like food, like maybe clothing. Nice Haukeland jacket, wait for it, it comes this year, photographer's clothing. Of course I had the jacket with me, you can put it maybe then there as well. I have here some battery charger, sometimes I have a power bank, sometimes I have my laptop there inside. You can stuff the laptop here as well, but now there's nothing inside. But here in the front is my light bulb, my torch. And this is very important when you hike maybe in the darkness, in dawn or dusk or whatever, and you want to see something, always a good idea. Or when you lost something in your car and you want to look at dark areas of your car. So the interesting part about this backpack, not only that it's comfortable and everything, that's why I actually have it, is this part here. And there is where all my photography gear is. It looks like this. So let's see what is inside. First thing, of course, is my camera. And I still got the same camera like 2.5 years ago. And isn't that a great role model? You don't need a new camera like every week. Sometimes I test cameras, but the camera I photograph with most of the time I have for 2.5 years now. It's the Sony A7R II, and this is my special Jaworskyj edition. It's, how is it called? Steel brushed, I think. So yeah, actually, the story behind that is I just wanted to clean my camera, but then I went too deeply into cleaning and I started to brush with sandpaper over some areas, and I liked the look. That's why it's now silver. But I think it's not that bad. It actually is quite unique. So then I have my L plate. I made a video about an L plate on this channel. You can check it out. It's a very great helper if you want to mount your camera very stable and solid on a tripod. And then I have my lens, and it's the 16 to 35mm 4.0 by Sony. So this is my wide angle landscape lens. And what I did with this lens, maybe you have some same issues as well, and that might help you. I painted it black in the front. This is not because of style only, it's because actually I get a lot of reflections with this lens. With other lenses I don't have the problem, but with this lens I have some issues, especially when I'm diving, when I do underwater photography with my big housing, and sometimes when I use an ND filter against the sun. Then I have some reflecting. Sometimes it's the ring, and sometimes it's the whole text reflecting on my image. And to avoid that, I just painted it black with a black adding. And that works fine now with diving and as well with photography. The next lens I have is the 70 to 200mm 4.0. Actually, it's 4 years old. I have it now for 4 years, and it's still making an amazing job. Why did I not choose the 2.8? I tested the 2.8. It's a great lens, but actually it's more expensive and it's more heavy and it's bigger. So when I want to do a lot of hiking, and when I don't need a 2.8 but a 4.0 is totally fine, and I actually have that lens and I don't want that to be on my shelf and get another lens for that, then it's a good choice. Another thing is the diameter here in the front. It's 72 millimeter, and 72 millimeter is as well the 16 to 35 4.0. So both of them have the same diameter, which is great for filters. And here are my filters. I use the Forex by Jaworskyj. Those are my own filters. We have them now for 2.5 years or 3 years on the German market. I don't know if you can purchase them from somewhere else. If you understand German, you can go in the shop. I put the link in the description. They are great filters, and when they are available, we work on that for 1 year now. When they are available internationally, I make a whole video about that filters. So this is my filter holder. This is the ring, and you attach the ring. It's 72 millimeter on the tele lens or on the wide angle lens, just like you want. Then I have here my filter holder, and in that filter holder I put my filters. And in this case, in my case, I have the Forex by Jaworskyj 8 times ND filter, I have 64 times ND filter, and I have 1000 times ND filter. And just that you know how they look. They look like this. So they are square filters made of glass, and you can just put them in the filter holder. And then here I have my graduated filter, and with the graduated filter I can make, for example, the sky darker and stuff. That one now I can put in front of the ND filter. So this is actually what you see a lot of times when you look at my behind the scenes Instagram images, or when you've seen some of my videos already on this YouTube channel where I photograph landscapes. So those filters are always in my bag when I go out and photograph landscapes. But one filter is missing, and it's the polarizer. And with the polarizer, it's the same. The great thing about the whole system here is that you can just take the polarizer and put it in front of your ring. So when I have 72 millimeters of diameter on both of my lenses here, I have here one polarizer, it's 86 millimeters in diameter, and I just put it here in front of the ring, and then I can use it on those two lenses or on every other lens which has the same diameter like the ring. So whenever I have to change the lens, I just change the ring and not the polarizer and not my other filters. Then of course I have some cleaning stuff like this little blow thing here, and as well that thing here to just get rid of dust or anything else. And when I have some more dirty spots or anything, I have some other cleaning stuff with me, like a towel or a microfiber tissue or something like this. Here in the front part of the backpack, I have some batteries, 1, 2, and 3, and one is in the camera, so I have 4 with me. That is totally fine in 99% of the cases. Most of the times with those smaller batteries of Sony, the newer Sony cameras have bigger batteries, but with the smaller ones I use 1 to 2 batteries a day. 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening when I photograph landscapes, and I'm totally fine. Sometimes I only need 1 battery, so battery is not that big of an issue, but when you are filming, 4, better get 6 for 1 day. So the next thing on top here are some SD cards, and I have always some backup cards with me. I have one 32 gigabyte SanDisk Extreme Pro card with me, and I have here some other Sony 64 gigabyte card with me, and here in the middle I have some cash available for toilet usage, or as well for fixing your tripod plate. It's always good to have some small coins with you. And then in the camera itself is as well a 64 gigabyte SanDisk Extreme Pro. What is important is that the writing is fast enough. In this case it's 95 megabyte per second, so that is pretty fast, and it's okay for the use of 4K filming, so high resolution footage with a lot of data, and as well the big files, because the A7R II by Sony has 42 megapixel files. So when you make like a burst mode shot which I usually don't do in landscapes, but sometimes maybe I do, then it's better to have a fast writing SD card. So watch out for that. By a rule of thumb, you can say that 1 gigabyte should cost around €1. So 64 gigabyte is something around €60 in most of the cases. If you have 64 gigabyte and it costs only $20, there might be some issues with the writing speed on this SD card. The amount of storage is the same, but you then might get some issues with cannot write it fast enough or something else. So just keep that in mind. Okay, and that actually is everything I have with me in 99% of the times. Sometimes when I do some more portrait shots for some projects, or when I know I go to a country and I want to take some nice portraits, then I take another lens with me, a third lens that fits in that backpack then as well, or I take the bigger backpack then as well with a backup camera. I most of the times take the 50mm 1.4, 35mm 1.4 or 24mm 1.4, all of them by Sigma, and it depends on what I like, what look I like. Most of the times I take the 35 or 50. Sometimes I even take the 24 1.4 because I just like the look. And then of course it's depending if we are filming as well, then we take other lenses, other stuff with us as well, and most of the times then we have 2 backpacks. But this is my backpack and the backpack I used now for my trip to Brittany, and I liked it because it was small, everything fitted inside, and this is actually the gear that I use. Quick commercial: if you want to learn more about landscape photography, like how to use filters, ND filters, polarizer, graduated filter, check out learnfromben.com. This is my website, and there we got a full course, landscape photography for beginners, the essentials of landscape photography. We filmed in the beautiful landscape of Norway. You can download it on your computer, watch it as often as you want, and get some nice learnings from that course. Learnfromben.com. So what did I forget? What is missing in my bag? Is there something missing? Is there something in your bag that I actually need in my bag? Write it in the comments below. And I see you in the next video. Give a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Check out all the other videos, and I see you in the next video. Bye bye.